Look at this number, $50,000. You put this in a savings account back in 2016. Safe, conservative, smart move, everyone said. It's 2026 now. That same money, with interest, has grown to $58,000. Your balance went up. You probably feel good about that. But here's the uncomfortable truth I'm about to hand you. Your number got bigger, your value didn't. And if you've ever assumed that a rising bank balance means you're getting richer, this video is about to break that assumption permanently. We all make the same mistake. We treat money like it's a number. But money isn't a number. Money is a claim, a ticket that gives you the right to buy something in the future. Groceries, gas, a house, a cup of coffee. Now think about this. If the things that money buys get more expensive, your ticket stays the same size, but it buys you less. That's the entire game.
What cost $100 in 2016 costs somewhere around $140 to $150 today. So when your bank balance went up 16%, but prices went up 45%, you feel like you moved forward. In reality, you moved backward. This illusion has a name. It's called money illusion. And it's not just happening to you. It's happening to almost everyone, every single day, without most people ever noticing. Its name is inflation. But I want you to stop thinking of inflation as a statistic. Start thinking of it as a thief. A thief who never breaks into your account. He doesn't touch your balance. He just quietly drains the power behind every dollar in it. Here's an example. In 1990, a movie ticket cost about $4. Today, the same experience costs you $14 to $16. The movie is the same, the popcorn is the same, but the dollars you need to buy that experience have ballooned.
That's exactly what's happening to your savings right now, in slow motion, every single day. And the scariest part, inflation doesn't announce itself. It doesn't show up with a warning label. It arrives $1 at a time, in your grocery bill, in your rent renewal, in the price of gas at the pump. You feel it, but you rarely blame it correctly. You blame the economy, like it's some kind of weather pattern. But inflation isn't weather. It's a mechanism, and you need to understand why it exists in the first place. Here's a question almost nobody asks. If inflation is this damaging, why does it even exist? The answer is a little uncomfortable. A modern economy runs on money moving, being spent, invested, put into businesses. The Federal Reserve and the banking system don't want your dollars sitting frozen under a mattress or even sitting idle in a savings account. They want money circulating. To make that happen, the system is designed so that the money supply grows steadily to keep the economy expanding.
But when the supply of money grows faster than the supply of actual goods and services, every single dollar becomes worth a little less. This isn't an accident. It's by design. And here's the irony that nobody talks about. Your bank offers you 4 or 5% on a savings account or CD, and you feel proud. But if inflation is running at 4 or 5%, your real return is basically zero. You're sprinting on a treadmill, full speed, and standing in exactly the same place. Let's look at the actual numbers. No lecture, just reality. Average U.S. inflation over the last decade has hovered around 3–4% a year. In 2021–2022, it spiked above 8%, the highest in 40 years. If you're keeping your money in a regular savings account earning 0.51%, your real return is deeply negative. That means your money sitting in that account is technically shrinking in what it can buy every single year, quietly. A high-yield savings account or CD at 4–5% is better, but if inflation is also running at 4%, you're just breaking even. You're not actually getting ahead. This is exactly why people who saved diligently for decades sometimes find their retirement isn't enough, because the purchasing power of that money, sitting still, dissolved over time, even though the number on the statement kept climbing. I want to be clear about something here. This video isn't meant to make you paranoid. It's meant to make you aware. We're all wired to feel safe when we see a bigger number in our account. That's just human nature. A rising balance feels like security. But making financial decisions based on feelings?
When you celebrate just because your balance went up, you're ignoring the only number that actually matters, your money's purchasing power. And that exact blind spot is what inflation quietly exploits. Smart investors don't ask, how much bigger did my money get? They ask, how much more or less can my money actually buy compared to before? That shift from chasing a bigger number to protecting real value is what separates an average saver from an informed investor. So what should you actually do? I'm not going to recommend a specific stock or fund here. That's a conversation for you and a licensed financial advisor based on your own situation. But the principle is simple. Simply storing money isn't enough. Money has to grow, ideally faster than inflation eats into it. That generally means putting a portion of your money into assets that historically have outpaced inflation over the long run. Things like equities, real estate, or diversified long-term investments, instead of letting all of it sit idle in a low-interest account. Cash still matters for emergencies, for short-term goals, but long-term wealth isn't built by hoarding cash alone. The people who understand this. So next time you check your bank balance and that number looks bigger, pause for 1 second. Ask yourself, how much can this number actually buy today compared to what it could buy before? If the answer is less, you're technically losing, with no crash, no scam, no moment that even feels like a loss. That's what makes this system so dangerous. It can hurt you without you ever feeling the hit. And that's the illusion hiding inside every single bank statement. Now that you know, here's the real question. Are you going to keep simply storing your money, or are you finally going to start making it grow? Subscribe for more truths your bank will never tell you.